I think there's three poles within the Trump administration vis-a-vis Iran, Ian. You have President Trump, who very clearly wants a deal with Iran. At a minimum, he wants a summit, like he said, with the North Koreans. Certainly doesn't want war. On the opposite end of the spectrum, you have National Security Advisor John Bolton, who has 3 decades of advocating military strikes and regime change in Iran. And in between them, you have Secretary of State Pompeo, who's trying to reconcile these contradictory impulses by really focusing on the means, which is sanctions and pressure, rather than the ends, which no one can agree on. But I think if it were up to President Trump himself, it's very clear that what he wants in Iran is some type of a summit where he can sit down with Iran's leadership.
On the ground inside Iran, have the people gotten noticeably angrier at the United States because of the economic depredation that has been forced upon them, or are they increasingly angry at their own regime for mishandling the deal, the Americans, corruption, everything else? Where would you put that balance?
Well, overwhelmingly, the people of Iran were supportive of the nuclear deal. I always say the Iranian people want to be South Korea, not North Korea. And so they welcome the idea of being reintegrated with the international community. My sense as to how the Iranian public responds to outside pressure and outside sanctions is that these sanctions oftentimes accentuate people's existing political disposition. Meaning, if you're sympathetic to the Iranian government, you see economic sanctions as one more reason why America can't be trusted and America is a malign imperialist power. And if you're an opponent of the Iranian government, you say, this is just another example of the regime doing what it wants, and we, the people, pay the consequences. So I don't think sanctions and outside pressure gets people to really change teams in Iran. I think it really further polarizes the Iranian public and accentuate people's existing views.